Mi voluntarios, we are right here at VamosVols headquarters at the iconic Knoxville Sun Sphere, and behind me, beautiful Neyland Stadium. What better view can we have? As many of you know, I started a mission last October to bring Spanish broadcasting to my alma mater, the University of Tennessee. And on this show, I'm going to bring you not only what the University of Tennessee has to offer, but what beautiful Tennessee has to offer. Welcome to Wards on the Go.
Ya estamos listos.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Carlos Lopez, the Spanish voice of the Tennessee Volunteers, and I'm here to bring you a special treat. I grew up in Venezuela, and we got to the United States in 2001 when my family and I migrated for a better future for my brother and myself. And we were so fascinated with sports. We grew up playing soccer, and arriving here to the United States, I made the transition to American football, where I was able to kick at Carson University. I was able to kick at Middle Tennessee State University, and I had the opportunity to kick in the Arena Football League for the Tampa Bay Storm. And now that I'm no longer playing, I decided back in October, after being here for 20 plus years in Tennessee, that I haven't really been seeing a lot of Spanish things for my Spanish community. So I took it upon myself to start something new and start a movement to bring Spanish broadcasting to the University of Tennessee that has dubbed me now as the Spanish voice of the Vols. And on this first episode, I'm bringing you a special treat, because I not only want to do Spanish broadcasting just for football or for basketball, those big sports that we always see on the TV, but I want to bring Spanish broadcasting, and I want to bring this passion that I have for sports to all of the sports at the University of Tennessee. And on this first episode, step into the courts with me as we step in with our women's tennis team. As I start this journey right here, I'm trying to make a lot of contacts with as many UT athletic personnel as I can, or students or athletes themselves. And I started seeing that on our women's team, I saw a last name that said Ojeda. That last name's Hispanic. So I found her on Instagram. I found Coach Allison Ojeda, who is the co-SEC head coach of the year. And I sent her a message on Instagram, and immediately I get a response back, because she just happens to be Mexican American. And that is the whole purpose of this mission, to bring and unite the Spanish community to the University of Tennessee, because at the end of the day, we all belong.
Job since I played here back in '98 to '02, and Mike has been an incredible mentor and role model for me as a person and a coach, and I want to thank him for really helping me get to this point today. I'm really excited about maintaining his integrity and making sure that we stress the importance of doing things with class and integrity, and also want to make sure that we start focusing on winning some championships. And we're an extremely tough conference, so I'm honored to be part of the SEC. But yeah, I want to bring in some players who are ready to take it to the next level.
Mis voluntarios, tengo un gran placer de introducirles a todos ustedes a Allison Ojeda. Pero wait a minute, she's not just Allison Ojeda, she is the UT women's tennis coach, and she is co-SEC Coach of the Year. Coach, thank you so much for having me here at practice today. What an experience to be here and be able to practice with your team. My calves are killing me. My lower body is something that I have never experienced before. You got to have this is a different level of athleticism. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it is. It's a different level. It's we talk about it all the time. A lot of girls say they want to be really good, but being really good means being very fit and agile. So you're exactly right.
I seen it. I seen it today, you know, practicing with the girls. But what does it feel to be co-SEC Coach of the Year?
I don't even know how to put that into words. I feel a ton of appreciation for my colleagues. It's an award where the other coaches in the conference vote on you, and so I mean, the utmost respect for the coaches in our league, and just couldn't feel more honored.
Okay, so the coaches from the SEC vote on this award.
Right. Right.
Oh, so that's something that you can't even put into words.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely,
How do you put that into words? Because it is primarily about winning, but with that said, you know, growing up in a Hispanic family, it's all about how you treat one another, and so sportsmanship is huge, and yeah, so it means a lot.
Coach, how do you define belonging on a sports team?
I think belonging for me comes down to respect. So it doesn't matter what country you're from, what your background is, what you look like, how you speak, you know, whether English is your first language or not. Like we all understand what it means to treat each other with kindness and respect. And to me, sport allows us to bring a ton of different cultures together and create an environment using this amazing facility and this campus and this university. And so there's some common threads, but when it's all said and done, we have to respect one another. And once you can respect one another, then we can talk about communication and trust and honesty and all that. But
I love it.
So respect allows that relationship to grow.
I think that's number one.
Exactly.
You got to respect one another. That's number one. And
yeah.
you know, I'm being here at practice today, there are different nationalities being represented.
Lots.
You know, within our women's team,
exactly.
which is amazing. And you touched a little bit about culture. How do you foster that sense of belonging within our tennis team here, having those nationalities being represented?
Yeah, really the stuff that we do away from the tennis court to me matters a lot. So everybody nowadays has a cell phone on them, for instance, which is great and wonderful, but it does take away from opportunity to learn about each other. So, for example, if you and I are teammates and I walk into the locker room and you can tell I'm upset and you're like, Allison, what's going on? Like, nothing. If I don't want to talk about it, it might be because you and I haven't formed that relationship yet. Whereas if that relationship is already formed and we come into the locker room, what's going on? And you might be able to get it out of me, right? And so being able to have those relationships comes from spending time with one another, the quality of time is huge. So if we put our cell phones away on a team trip, if we're going to a restaurant, you know, the phones are away and we're talking to one another and we're getting to know each other, and we'll go camping or we'll do different things where the phones are up, and it just gives you a chance to just be with that person fully, and you get some vulnerability, you get to know each other really well.
Another thing right here, you know, both of us coming from that Hispanic background, you know, you being a Mexican American woman, what has been that process for you? What has been, you know, some of those obstacles maybe for you to be able to be in this role as the head coach of the women's tennis team at such a prestigious university like the University of Tennessee?
Yeah, it's been an amazing journey, but it certainly there have been some obstacles.
Right.
And I would say the early obstacles, I didn't even know they existed. So like they existed for my mom and dad. Dad's side of the family did not have much money, and he was an arson investigator in San Antonio. My mom was at home with my two sisters and I, and so I didn't know that tennis costs a lot of money to play, but it unfortunately does cost quite a bit of money if you want to be good at it. And so dad and mom just taught us what it meant to work hard, you know, and to be respectful and listen to your teachers, your coaches, or your aunt and uncle, whoever, you know, and so through that, I was fortunately able to have coaches who really appreciated my family, and so they did favors for us, right? And so like they said, hey, you know what, don't worry about paying for it if you can't. We want her to be a part of this.
Wow. And
so Bob McKinley was my childhood coach, and to this day, incredibly grateful for him, because basically we couldn't afford to do what needed to be done, and he just let me keep coming to practices, and it all came down to work ethic. He felt like it was okay for me to be a part of the group because I was just going to work and do what I needed, and he felt like that overall was going to help the rest of the group, or I owed my parents, because their choice in raising my sisters and I is what led to other people saying, let me help. And yeah, so there was always obstacles, but I don't know, like the way we were brought up, it was like, here's an opportunity, let's maximize it, and then let's go get some food. Yeah, so whatever obstacles they were, for my parents and I, they never made sure to let us know, hey, this is tough, you're not supposed to be able to do this. It was, no, like, go do whatever you can do, and then let's hit
So
the
you
road.
always felt that the support from your parents was always there?
Always, always.
Last thing right here, Coach, what message do we have for all the young ladies? You know, it doesn't necessarily need to be Latinas or anything like that, but, you know, this message I do want to put out there for our Hispanic community so that we can see that the opportunities that we do have here. What message do we have for those young ladies that want to achieve goals like this?
I will say that the way we were raised was to treat each other with kindness, do the absolute best job that you can do, and do it right the first time so that you don't have to go back and repeat. And when I came to the University of Tennessee 25 years ago as a student athlete, being a part of the Lady Vols was all about respect and working hard, communicating. It was the foundation of the way we were raised, and I loved it. And so I think for the young Latinos in our area, like, I would love more than anything for them to come out to the courts and get to know my girls and just understand that whatever it is you want to be, if you're willing to work at it and come up with a plan and ask for help, then there is a way for you to become successful in that field. And so, yeah, so if there's one message, it's please reach out and ask for help and put yourself in an environment where you're surrounded by people who want to help you out. And then let's start to kind of go one step at a time, and let's help each other to get to where you want to go.
Coach,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me here at the
course.
University of Tennessee. Mis voluntarios, esta es Alison Ojeda, Co-SEC Coach of the Year of the Lady Vols, our women's tennis team. What a blessing it has been to be here. But hey, I think that our girls have a message for all of Vol Nation. Uno, dos, tres. VamosVols! Thank you for watching.